Welcome to Greece, the land of ancient history, breathtaking landscapes, and warm Mediterranean hospitality. If you're planning to visit Greece, you're in for an unforgettable experience. But before you pack your bags, there's one important thing that you might need to take care of, and that is obtaining a Schengen visa. Don't worry though, applying for a Schengen visa in Greece is a straightforward process. In this video, I'll guide you through everything you need to know about applying for a Schengen visa to Greece, from the required documents to the application process itself. But that's not all. With this video, I'll also be giving you a virtual tour of some of Greece's most beautiful destinations, from the Acropolis in Athens to the beaches of Santorini. So, sit back, relax, and let us show you why Greece should be at the top of your bucket list. So, here's the step by step process of applying for either a tourist visa or a visit visa to family or friends to Greece. So, step 1, know your visa type. Read the different types of visa that you can apply for and know which one is right for you. You can either go to the embassy page or to the visa center to get more information. So since February 27 of this year, the Greek embassy in the Philippines has launched or forwarded most of the Schengen visa applications to the Global Visa Center. You can scan the QR code and it'll bring you to the website. So let's look at two traveler profiles that we have. So Peter X here on the left side is a third country national who will be visiting Greece for tourism, whereas Gwen Y will be visiting her family who are residents in Greece. So these two traveler profiles would have two different checklists. And here's the checklist for tourism. So these are the requirements that you would need to provide or to comply with if you are coming to Greece as a tourist. So you can browse through that one and see what the specific documents are. Next, here are the requirements if you will be visiting your family or your friends or even partners in Greece. Take note that both of the traveler profile checklists that I am showing you are specifically for Filipinos, and these are obtained from the Global Visa Center. Again, you can browse through the document to see the different documents that you would need. Anyways, we will be going over each of them as we go along the video. So, step 2, gather all the documents that you need based on the appropriate checklist, as you have seen in the previous slides. So, here are the general documentary requirements found in both tourism and visiting family checklist. Number 1 is a filled out application form. Make sure that all the details in the application form are correct before submitting them. So here's what it looks like in the Global Visa Center. To fill out the form, create an account with the Global Visa Center. Once your account is validated, you can fill out the application form online. Take note that there will be a separate video on how to fill out the application form for the Global Visa Center that you can watch. So you will also need a passport size photo and your valid passport. For your passport, make sure that it is at least valid 3 months after your planned trip, that it has at least two blank pages, and it must be issued within the last 10 years. So, if available, include a copy of your old passport bio page and a copy of the page with expired and active visas if you have, and the entry and exit stamps from your old or previous passport or passports. The next requirement would be a travel health insurance. Make sure to obtain one and make sure that it meets the requirements set by all Schengen states, which are listed below. You can check out this video I made on choosing a travel insurance. You would also need to provide a proof of your economic means. So this would include a recent income tax return or ITR if you are working. Aside from that, you would also need to submit an original bank certificate and bank statements as well as your bank books if you have any. So your financial capacity will be assessed based on your financial accounts, so make sure it shows a regular income in the last 6 months. Now take note, you can also submit both your payroll account and your savings account. You may also include your credit card statements if you have a credit card. As proof of ties to your home country, whether it's the Philippines or somewhere else, you would need to provide a proof of your Social Security contributions. In the Philippines, that would be a copy of our SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig if you have. So, a copy of your real estate property or the title deeds of these real estate properties. And if you have family in the Philippines, your children's birth certificate, if you have any children, or your marriage certificate if you are married. As proof of your occupation, if you are employed, you must submit an original copy of your certificate of employment as well as the approved leave of absence and, as previously mentioned, your most recent income tax return. If you are self employed, then include a copy of your company registration, your latest income tax return, as well as the business financial statements. Now, for tourists, as proof of the accommodation, make sure that you provide a copy of the confirmed hotel reservations for the entire stay. This must include your name and surname, your arrival and departure date, the address of the hotel, and the contact details should be in that reservation. So you can check out this video on how to book accommodations. You would also need to provide or to submit a detailed day-to-day itinerary as well as return ticket reservation as proof of your travel arrangement. So you can watch this video on how to book a different flight reservations for free. And this is a sample day-to-day itinerary for Athens that you can check out. It has all the details needed in an itinerary. So including the day, the date, the city, the activities, and the accommodation. And if you need help with writing your detailed day-to-day itinerary, you can commission me to write one for you. You can check out my coffee page for the exact details. So those are the general documents that you have to submit for the visa application. Now, there are also other documents that you need to submit depending on your profile. So, for example, you are going for a private visit. You need to submit an invitation letter. So this invitation letter is, of course, written by the person inviting you, and preferably it would be certified by a Greece police station or the Civil Service Office, or KEP. If you will be sponsored, then you need to provide a sponsorship letter with the following sponsor details. And again, it would be great if the letter is also stamped by the KAP. In the event that the inviting person and the sponsor is one and the same person, you can write an invitation slash sponsorship letter. So that's one letter combined. Now, what if you are the spouse of an EU national resident in Greece? So provide a copy of your marriage certificate that is recognized in your spouse's home country. Now take note, as a spouse of an EU citizen or an EU national, you do not you are not required to submit a bank statement, a health insurance, and employment documents. Aside from that one, there is also no visa fee. Again, visa fee, there might be some fees for the Global Visa Center. Aside from the marriage certificate, as spouse, you have to submit a copy of your spouse's passport, as well as his or her residence permit in Greece, or if he or she is a resident in the Philippines, then a copy of the residence permit as well. Now, since I have a lot of subscribers in the UAE, so here's one for you. You would need to provide an original no objection certificate from the local sponsor or your employer. And make sure that the following details are complete. So you can read through the details here. Aside from that one, you would also need to supply a copy of your residence visa or permit that is valid at least 90 days or 3 months after your intended trip. As for foreign residents in the UAE who are domestic employees, supply the following. So your UAE residence visa, a copy of your previous visas if available, as well as your employer or sponsor's declaration of guarantee form. You have to also include a copy of your employment labor contract or agreement, and make sure that you are already employed or under direct sponsorship for at least 6 months. You have to also include a copy, again, if you are a foreign resident in another country, a copy of your residence card slash work permit that is valid for at least 3 months after your intended travel date. So those are the lengthy requirements. Hooray. So step 3. Book an appointment. So you can book the appointment either through the Global Visa Center or through VFS, depending on where you are applying from. If you are in the Philippines, it's the Global Visa Center. If you are in the UAE, I've checked, it's VFS. So you can, if you are using the Global Visa Center, you can click Book Appointment. Okay, next one, step 4. Submit your application and have your biometrics taken during your appointment date. So this would be, make sure that when you are submitting, that all your documents are organized according to the checklist so that it will be easier for you. And step 5, track your application via the Visa Center website. Usually it takes around 15 days, calendar days, sometimes working days, to be able to for the processing to. So here's a travel tip. So, when creating your travel itinerary, don't overlook the lesser known islands in Greece. I'm telling you, they are just as beautiful, but with fewer tourists. So, enjoy a view of Greece and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye!
Life is a winding road,